Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Top 5. Adam, take it away.
So this week's top 5 is world leader and politician gaffs. So it's basically just a list of things that world leaders and politicians have said that maybe they didn't mean to say. Well, definitely didn't mean to say. And I find a little bit funny. At number 1, this was going back to 1984 and Ronald Reagan, who said, "We begin bombing in 5 minutes." So this was during like a sound check that was just previous to a broadcast he was about to do. And so someone heard him, and he was joking. He was saying that he was going to sign into legislation outlawing Russia forever. And then he added another line saying, "We begin bombing in 5 minutes." He thought it was hilarious and just kind of like a bit of a joke, but it caused a bit of outrage and criticism because presidents don't usually do banter about World War III and nuking Russia.
No. Oh, it's just a bit of bants.
Yeah, it's fine. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you mean. Also, it's not the kind of thing that maybe crosses translation, is it, either? Banter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, those were like really dodgy times as well. It was like really tense during like the Cold War years. So
Crazy.
yeah, I don't know, but
He's just trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah, that's it. Reagan was quite cool in some ways, actually. Like when you hear him like speak or give interviews and things, he spoke quite well, I think. But
Always up for a bit of bants. Who's next?
exactly. Well, next we have George W. Bush, and this was in 2002. So there's that proverb which says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." So George Bush was making a speech and he kind of got a bit lost. So he kind of said something like this: "Fool me once, shame on you. Shame on you, fool me. You can't get fooled again."
What a lunatic he was. Good time.
Absolutely crazy. Although I've heard people say that some of his, like the way that he acted was an act, and he wasn't that guy in real life or nuclear and different. I don't know.
He just did it for so people would just go, it's okay, he's just an idiot, livable idiot, similar to Boris Johnson.
Yeah, maybe. You'd think some of these people must be smarter than they appear, or you'd hope so.
Yeah, what's up? Well, number 3, sir.
Right, okay. So Tony Abbott in 2013, who is the Prime Minister of Australia, he basically said, "No one is the suppository of all wisdom." Obviously, he meant to say repository. For those who don't know, a suppository is kind of like a way of taking a tablet, but from the other end of the digestive tract.
That's brilliant. I remember another story where I think it was this guy where he went to someone's lawn in Australia and he was stood on their lawn recording, and the guy's like, "Get off my fucking lawn, you arsehole," or something like that. I think he might have used the phrase, which I have to beep out, but I'm going to say it so people know. Shit can. Yeah, get off my lawn, you fucking shit can. Gotta love Australia. Okay, what's coming in number 4?
Australia is amazing. Aussies are great, but just actually as a country, maybe we should talk about it another time. But it seems like it's going crazy over there right now. But
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, and another kind of funny one comes from 2019 and Imran Khan, who is Pakistan's prime minister. And during his speech, he was talking about how the world sort of joined their industries together after World War II. And he mentioned, especially on the border region of Germany and Japan, which, if anyone's looked recently at a map, Germany and Japan don't really share a border.
No, maybe if
by
something,
several thousand miles.
maybe he fell through some kind of time loop from a universe where World War II was won by the Axis powers and they became bordered.
It could be.
Because it was like this half of the world is Germany and this half of the world is Japan. Yeah.
Right. That's how it went.
Yeah.
You ever seen
moving
those
on.
things? You ever seen those
Oh, no, go
things
on.
where it's like Japanese soldiers that have ended up being on an island and they didn't find out that the war was over until like years and years later, and they've just been.
Yeah, it was in the Philippines, one of them, and I think they had to send like the guy's commanding officer like years later for him to believe that it was finally over. And then when he got back to Japan, he was so disappointed with what the country had become that he emigrated to like the jungle in Brazil or something.
Huh? No way.
Yeah, he was like, I can't cope with this anymore. I'm just, which I guess after like 35 years in the jungle, waiting to kamikaze someone, if you call it that, but when it's on the ground, it's like, you know, enough to
Yeah.
wear anyone down, isn't it?
It sure is. Right. Anyway, number 5, which is one we mentioned, I think about a year ago or something like that. But yeah, this was by Keir Starmer, the Labour Party leader in the UK in 2024. So this was, we had the conflict between Israel and Gaza, and a lot of hostages had been taken. And Keir Starmer made a speech in which he demanded the immediate release of the sausages. meaning to say hostages, and we demand you release the sausages. And so obviously there was various memes and social media posts about this, which were all incredibly funny.
And Richmond and Walls fighting over who can remake that into an advert.
Yeah, but maybe it's part of Starmer's plan. Once he retires or gets kicked out or whatever, he'll go and do sausage adverts. I'd love it if that happened.
That would be amazing. I like that timeline for the future. Thank you, Adam, for the top 5 this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to a close. If you've enjoyed today's episode and our deranged ramblings and, you know, dubious jokes, I've already forgotten the new tagline I came up with. Anyway, never mind. It's dead.
Slick.
Dead to the airwaves. No one will remember it. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like, subscribe, again, tell your friends. And until next time, Adam, thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed. See you next time, folks. Bye.
Goodbye.